Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of進撃の巨人, the final season, or Attack on Titan, the final season, which is on episode 70 or episode 11 of episode 11, of final season, or overall total number, episode 70. Anyways, this episode right here was really nice. The voice actors, as many people will say in the community, really outdid themselves in this episode, and I have to agree on that. So if anything else, yeah, let's just get this started. We have to it that at the beginning of the episode that Gabi and Falco escapes with Gabi feigning some kind of nasty injury whatsoever and ends up having to escape. By that time we see to it that Reiner wakes up like if he was in a hellish nightmare, and Porco's like, "Hey man, you got a nasty nightmare or something? I wish this was all just a dream after all that's happened, And after the opening, we see to it that Gabi and Falco ends up trying to talk to each other, trying to figure out what to do. Gabi wants to find Zeke and ask him questions, while Falco believes that we have to get the heck out of here and find a way how to escape, and not be reckless. By that time, Falco was trying to tell Gabi not to wear that armband on her and stop standing out too much because they'll find out. Eventually, Gabi and Falco did get into a nasty scuffle before we see a little girl that's blonde having to show up and said, "Hey, are you guys okay? Do you guys need what's up?" And Falco's like, "Oh, sorry, we just got into a situation where we needed to run away from home, that kind of thing." And we see to it that this blonde girl ends up having to say, "Well, if anything else, why don't you come with me? I think there's a place you could stay at for a while, And we see to it that Falco, on the other hand, tells Gabi, "Okay, listen, I'll do all the talking. You don't have to say anything, okay? You can just calm down." Eventually, Gabi thinks that they should steal one of the horses and get the heck out of here. But unfortunately, that did not become the case, and they end up eating the same food under a certain roof, And we see to it that Gabi did startle a bit when it came to some old woman having to touch Gabi's head, because she's been through a lot, But we had too that Falco's like, "I apologize for her, My little sister's kind of gotten a little it's just a little shocked about what happened here and there." And we see to it that there's a scene with Kiyomi having to talk to Zacharias whatsoever. I think that's his name. It's just been a long time that I don't even remember the guy's name. But all I know is he's got a big beard whatsoever, etc., and having to greet her, And of course, we see Hanji being surrounded by a lot of news reporters and possibly interviewers, especially some other guy we know from a long time ago. I don't remember his name, but they asked Hanji, "Hey man, what's the deal with Eren being locked up? I mean, the guy making the attack, it's an important victory for us, isn't that right?" And Hanji tries to say, "You gotta ask the military police," and right now things changed up a bit. I'm sorry for not giving you guys the information right now, but we got a different plan of motion in mind. And we see to it that Hanji ends up realizing that Flock, along with Luis, and who are these other people? Let's see here. Holger, Wim, Luis. Yeah, pretty much Flock, Holger, Wim, Luis are the ones that leaked out information about Eren and about the situation. We have to the Hanji's like, "Hey, why'd you leak out the information, huh? Like that." And Flock's like, "Because Eren is our only hope right now, What Eren did, he done nothing wrong. For the time being, our chance against the world is to use the rumbling, etc." And we see to it that Hanji's like, "Well, we don't really know and guarantee if this might help out or not. Although I do understand that I agree with Zeke's plan, I'm not going to agree with the fact that you leaked out information and you're going to be confined, you hear me?" And we see to it that Hanji remembers having to talk to some guy a long time ago in season 3, where a guy says when one's role is done, another one steps in to act again, The fact of the matter is you're going to take up that role once the time comes about, etc., And Hanji remembers those words that will haunt her right now, back in season 3. And I thought this was really, really sad because she's taking up that role where things must not be leaked out for the better good or something, And we see to it that Mikasa and Luis ends up having to talk with each other, and we get to know that this little girl is actually The same one that Mikasa saved many years ago, you know? I mean, 4 years ago or possibly maybe 5. I don't know, depending on the situation and what year it has been. But all I know is many years ago, Mikasa saved that girl from the Titan, you know? And Louise says that she followed her here and there, and Mikasa can only act very rude and coldly and impolite, telling her to shut her mouth, otherwise she will stay there a little bit longer. All of a sudden, Mikasa ends up having a nasty headache, remembering that time when it came to like when it came to like Eren having to kill the people that held her captive or about to hurt her or do something very bad to her, you know. Eventually we get to see a scene with like Yelena getting ready to talk with Commander Pixies, you know. And then we see another scene where Gabi and Falco are helping out around the farm, you know, and Gabi hates the idea of what's happening here and there. And we see to it that Gabi ends up talking to Kai, ends up talking to the blondie, to the yellow-haired girl for a bit, along with Falco, and Gabi snaps out saying, hey, what's with you trying to feign innocence about your ancestors' sins, you know? I don't know. All I know is like what Gabi's been doing, you know, it seems out of proportion. It's really getting upsetting, you know? I won't deny the fact that the way how they're directing this is really well done right now, and this girl ends up asking like, hey man, what's the deal? Like, hey man, what's the deal? What's going on here, you know? And we have to it that the young yellow-haired girl knows that that Falco and Gabi are Marlians, you know, and Falco's like, how did you know here? How did you know? Etc. You know? And we have to it that she says you guys kind of shouted it out, you know, that kind of thing, etc. And we see to it that like Falco's kind of shocked about this and says, man, you kind of sneaky like that, you know? And Gabi grabbed the pitchfork and actually want to kill the young yellow-haired girl, you know? But fortunately, Falco stopped her before she could cause any more ruckus or possibly any more trouble. But whatever the case may be, the other orphans, which apparently like the yellow-haired girl talked about about the situation here, she ends up clearing it up by saying, Mia, which is called like Ben and Mia. Mia is pretty much Gabi that Falco decided to give the name to Gabi just to hide their identity for now. We have to it that the yellow-haired girl, the blondie girl, says, oh, these two are just fighting over something because she thought I was going to take her brother away, you know? And they're going, oh, whatever. Just stop messing around, etc., you know? And we have to it that, like, they say, hey, stop messing around anyways, don't, or otherwise you're going to get hurt here and there, you know? And we have to it that Falco and Gabi managed to break up their fight, etc., and we have to it, one of them asks, why'd you cover us like that, you know? And we see to it that she decides to bring Gabi and Falco to the village that she lived there, you know? And she remembers, like, telling them everything what happened where her mom got eaten alive by a titan, you know, etc., 4 years ago. And this is, like, back in season 2, if I remember correctly, you know? I mean, that's when, like, that same village that she mentioned is still there, but in nasty ruins right now because of what happened. As the episode continues on in the situation, we have to it that Kaya, if anything, like, sorry, I really can't seem to hide the name anymore because calling her Blondie Girl is really hard, feels a little off and it takes too much energy. And after what happened today, it got me really, like, annoyed. But that aside, we had to it that the yellow-haired girl or something ends up asking Gabi, why did these people got turned to Titans? Why is my mom killed, you know? Although Gabi is trying to say, hey, look, it's your ancestors that did this, you know, etc. here and there. The sins that you guys did about trampling the world and using your Titans is something that can never be getting rid of, and this is your fault, you know. This is why this is happening to you. And then the girl ends up, and the yellow-haired girl asks, like, hey, look, my mom didn't do anything wrong. Like, did she kill anybody? All she did was live over here and she just lived. She never took any lives. She did nothing wrong. So why did my mother get killed here and there, you know? and it was a really tough situation because Gabi is in a situation where she doesn't really understand that she's trying to get the idea out of it. She wants to know, why did her mom get eaten? Why did her mom get killed? Why did everybody in the village get killed or something, you know? And Falco explains like there was an attack planned many years ago. That's the reason why, you know. I'm sorry that you had to become one of those victims whatsoever, you know. Eventually Gabby ends up lecturing Falco like, hey, why did you do that? What's your deal, huh? And etc. But we have to it that that the yellow-haired girl ends up explaining to Gabi and Falco about like how someone saved her life and that she wants to follow those same footsteps whatsoever, and that she even gives Falco and Gabi a chance to possibly go home because they got invited to a Malian restaurant whatsoever, you know, that kind of thing. And we see to it that like she wants to be exactly like the person who saved her life, you know. So this is the same girl, which I'm telling you that this is the same girl that was saved by that woman like 4 years ago, which we all know who that is. I mean, like it shouldn't be that hard to like connect it unless like it's been a long time that you saw season 2 whatsoever. But whatever the case may be, she ends up having to say like she saved my life many years ago, you know, and I want to be that same person that doesn't abandon others. So she didn't abandon me, she saved me, so I want to save others, you know. So we're gonna go to a Malian restaurant, and you might find a chance to go back home from there. Then there's a post-credit scene of like after the song whatsoever, and that Theo Maggoth ends up talking to the warriors about Zeke, you know. Apparently, they end up finding only the arms and legs, and it looks like to me Zeke has betrayed them, you know, because like we couldn't find his real body anywhere. And we see to it that everyone is really shocked. The warrior program that's filled with Reiner, Pieck, and Porco, and Falco's older brother, Colt, I think, ends up realizing, wow, dude, are you serious? We were working with the traitor this entire time. And we had to that Theo Maggoth says, it doesn't matter. We're going to make our attack in about 6 months anyway, so it's best for you to wait out until then, you know? We had to it that Colt's like, are you serious? We have to wait that long? What about Gabi and Falco? Aren't they over there? And we have to it that Porco's like, yeah, those 2 warrior candidates are the only ones who could fulfill the role if we are gone when the time comes about. Even Pieck ends up backing up their claims by saying it's gonna take ages or a long time to even train other warrior cadets. You know, it's gonna take very long. And we see to it that that Theo Maggoth says, well, our army is really devastated right now. We can't just be reckless and make the attack. If we make the attack alone, it will only be driven back like last time. Don't you get it? We have to wait for the global alliance to act. But Reiner says that is what Zeke wants us to do. What if he really wants us to wait, etc., huh? If he thinks we're not gonna attack after taking heavy damage, it's gonna be exactly like that. And whatever Zeke is planning, he might make a plan for us to. He might make a freaking counterattack should we make the attack. But for the time being, we can't wait for the global alliance. We have to attack. There's no other option. We have to launch a surprise attack, even though we are damaged and messed up right now. Right now, even everyone in the room right now says that we gotta go for it. Even Theo Maggoth seems reluctant to do so, but Reiner's really suggesting that we have to make the surprise attack. It's now or never, you know, that kind of thing. And it looks like to me things are about to get more hectic due to the preview of next episode right now. And it looks like to me like it's called Guides. So looks like to me things are about to get very dangerous from here on out, etc. But nothing much I can say. I'm sorry about having to call that yellow-haired girl having to save Falco and Gabi, and I end up saying her name a couple times. But you know, it was really hard to not say her name, even though like it wasn't revealed or something, or it should have been revealed later. But whatever the case may be, yeah. All I know is like forgive me for saying her real name whatsoever. It's not too much spoilers, if anything, hopefully. But yeah, like I said, sorry for the the name labeling on the yellow-haired girl. You know, Forgive me for saying her name, etc. Possibly two or three times in this video. You know, it's just very hard. But yeah. Anyways, looking forward to next episode. Things are about to get very hectic and dangerous. Hopefully things will be under control, but we'll have to see. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-ta-da!